Good morning, friends. So let us continue our chapter linear equation in two variables. In the previous lecture, we saw equations in one variable, that is like 2x plus 3 equal to 5, in which x had only one root, means there was only one value of x which satisfied the equation. But when the equation is in two variables, we see as we keep on changing x, correspondingly y keeps on changing. So we did a few sums in the previous lecture. Now let us continue a few sums in this lecture. We have a question here. The question is, if the point 3 comma 4, the point 3 comma 4 lies on the graph of this equation. Now we know this is the equation of a straight line. So let us call this line 3y equal to ax plus 7. Now this point 3 comma 4 lies on this line. That would mean it has to satisfy this equation. Satisfy this equation means it should be, and then we can find the value of a. So this point 3 comma 4 lies on the line. So what is this 3 comma 4? The value of x is 3, the value of y is 4. So we'll put in the equation 3y equal to ax plus 7. So 3, the value of y is 4, equal to a, the value of x is 3 plus 7. So this is what we have. So this implies 12 equal to 3a plus 7 implies 12 minus 7. Now minus 7, the plus 7 went on this side, equal to 3a. This implies 12 minus 7 is 5. So 5 is equal to 3a implies 5 upon a equal to 3. The 3 comes in division. So we get the answer if this point is lying on the line, then when the value of a is 5 upon 3. So we should interchange this. We have to write a is equal to 5 upon 3. So I hope this is clear to you. Now you try to understand the question. What is the question telling us? We have an equation of a line. The line is 3y equal to ax plus 7 and the point 3 comma 4 lies on the graph, means lies on the line. It has to satisfy the equation of the line. So if it is satisfying the equation, it is only possible when the value of a is 5 upon 3. Okay, now let us go to the next question. Read the question. The taxi fare in the city is as follows. For the first kilometer, the fare is rupees 8 fixed. For the first kilometer, the fare fixed is rupees 8 and then it is rupees 5 per kilometer. Now the distance covered is x. So distance covered is given x. Okay. Now we take the first kilometer, that is fixed, rupees 8. Now the journey traveled is x kilometer. So if you remove this 1 kilometer which has got a fixed rate, the remaining journey is x minus 1. And for this x minus 1 kilometer, it is rupees 5 per kilometer. So 1 kilometer is directly rupees 8, but for the remaining journey. Now total cost is given as y. So how we find the total cost? Y is equal to 8 rupees for the first kilometer plus 5 rupees for the remaining kilometers. Now we need to work on this equation. So y is equal to 8 plus, open the bracket, 5 into x, 5x, 5 into minus 1, minus 5. So we get y equal to 5x plus 8 minus 5 is 3. So this is the equation that we get. Okay, so this is the equation. Now it is told to write this linear equation. So this is the linear equation. I hope you understood how we solved. Again, x is the total distance we travel. So suppose if x is 10, then 1 kilometer is fixed and the remaining journey, that is x minus 1 kilometer, is rupees 5 per kilometer. So the total cost is 8 rupees for the first kilometer and for the remaining kilometer rupees 5. Opening the bracket, we get this answer. Now we have to draw the graph. Okay, to draw the graph, what we need? We'll need some points. Okay, So let us see, I like to rub things from here. Let us take some points. The distance traveled. Okay, so let us see what is the distance traveled. So we'll take a few points. You can take x equal to 0. Can we take x equal to 0? No, because 0 means you have not traveled at all. So we cannot have 0. We can start from where? 1. So we'll start from 1, 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, 4 kilometers or 5 kilometers. Now when we travel 1 kilometer, you put the value of y as 1. So y equal to 5 into 1 plus 3. And like it said, for the first kilometer, 5 ones are 5 plus 3 is 8. So this will be 8. But when you go to 2 kilometers, y equal to 5 into 2 plus 3. 5 2s are 10 plus 3, 13. So cost of 2 kilometers is 1 and 3, 13. For 3 kilometers, y is equal to 5 into 3 plus 3. 5 3s are 15 plus 3 is 18. So this is 18 rupees. Then 5 4s are 20 plus 3, 23 rupees. 5 5s are 25 plus 3, 28 rupees. So the points we have are which one? 1, 8, 2, 13, 3, 18, 4, 23 and 5, 28. When you plot the graph, this is something which you get. Now, if you had taken x equal to 0, so here if you take x equal to 0, then 0 into 5 is 0 plus 3, so we get 0, 3. But this doesn't sound true. Why? Because it means we have traveled 0 kilometer and yet paid 3 rupees. Is it possible that you have not traveled at all? You travel 0 kilometer, why you pay 3 rupees then? Secondly, in this graph, when x is minus 3 upon 5, y is 0. But again we will not take minus 3 upon 5. We should not take minus 3 upon 5 because you can never travel minus 3 upon 5 kilometer. Distance cannot be negative and distance cannot be 0 on a taxi. But you can see when I take x equal to 1, y is equal to 8. When I take x equal to 2, y is equal to 13. So this line should start from here and go straight ahead, and we should rub this off. Negative distance is not possible. So this part of the graph should not be there. Anyway, we are just drawing the equation. Now we are not taking the practical sense. We are just drawing the equation. We are drawing the graph of the equation. So it is valid here. But remember, in practical situations, you have to read the question carefully. The next question is, if the work done on an application of a constant force is proportional to distance. Now in physics, we have formula work equal to force into displacement. Right? This is the formula. Work is equal to force into displacement. Now there are three variables here. The force we apply is a variable, the distance traveled is a variable, so the work done will also change. Now there are three variables here, so we should have one constant. Okay, how will we get a constant? So they have said the force here is constant. So the force is not changing, the force is not a variable, the force is a constant. So let us say the force is applied equal to K, a constant. So K is the constant, the force applied is K. Right? Now we can say the work done is Y units and the displacement of the body is X units. So now you can change the equation. Y units of work is done when K constant force is applied for a distance of X. So we get the equation Y is equal to Kx. So K is a constant here. There are two variables Y and X. Now when X keeps on changing, Y will also keep on changing. Okay. Now it is mentioned, take the constant force as 5 units. The constant force as 5 units. So K is equal to 5. So when you take K is equal to 5, the equation becomes y equal to 5x. So this is our equation where y is the work done, y units is the work done, x unit is the distance traveled. So y equal to 5x is our equation. Now read from the graph work when the body. So first we'll draw the graph. How do we draw the graph? Again we'll take a few points. I will do it here. Let me take x and let me take y. Say x is 0. So 0 into 5 is 0. When x is 0, y is 0. Let me say x is 5. So 5 5s are 25. When x is say 3, then 5 3s are 50. So we have got points 0, 0, 5, 25 and 3, 50. Plot the graph, you get something like this. 0, 0 is this point. Then when it is 5, it is at 25. So here you can see if I take 1, then 1 5s are 5. So this is 1 point. You got the straight line. So this is your graph. Now we work out the distance traveled by the body is 2 units. So what is the first case given? The equation is y equal to 5x. In the first case, x equal to 2. Distance traveled is 2 units. So y equal to 5 into 2. So work done is 10 units. Case number 2. X is traveling 0. Again the equation y equal to 5x. Y equal to 5 into 0 equal to 0. So we have got the work done in this case. When the distance is 2, work done is 10 units. When the distance is 0, the work done y equal to 0 units. So these are our two answers. Let us move on to the next sum now. Okay, in this question we have, in the countries like USA and Canada, temperature is measured in Fahrenheit. In India it is measured in Celsius, but you can always convert it from Fahrenheit to Celsius using this formula. So the formula is equal to F is equal to 9C upon 5 plus 32. Now we have to draw the equation. We have to put Celsius as x-axis and Fahrenheit as y-axis. So the equation should become the Fahrenheit in y is equal to 9x upon 5 plus 32. This is what we should get, right? This is our equation. Now first one is to draw the linear equation, graph of the linear equation. That we'll do later. First we'll do the second part. If the temperature is 30 degrees Celsius, means x equal to 30 degree, we have to find out y. So we got y is equal to 9 into 30, x is 30 upon 5 plus 32. 5 ones are 5 6 are, so 9 6 are 54. 54 plus 32 equal to 86 degree Fahrenheit. So this is in the second case. Now in the third case, temperature is 95 degree Fahrenheit. So I'll write the third case here. Y is 95 degree Fahrenheit and we have to find x. So x upon 5 plus 32. So what will you first do? 95 minus 32. The plus 32 becomes 92 equal to 9x upon 5. So 95 minus 32 is 63. So 63 equal to 9x upon 5. On rearranging you get 63, 5 goes into multiplication, 9 goes into division equal to x. 9 ones are, 9 sevens are, so x equal to 35 degree Celsius. So here we have converted degree into Celsius and degree into Fahrenheit and Celsius into Fahrenheit and Fahrenheit into Celsius, right? Now question number 4 says if temperature is 0 degree Celsius, what is the Fahrenheit? So it's very simple. In the fourth case, y is equal to 9 upon 5 into 0 plus 32. So y is equal to, anything into 0 is 0, so 0 plus 32 is 32 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, and another question asked is, if it is 0 degree Fahrenheit, what happens when it is 0 degree Fahrenheit? So here 0 equal to 9 upon 5 into x plus 32. The 32 goes on the other side, so minus 32 equal to 9 upon 5 into x implies x equal to minus 32 into 5 upon 9. So it implies x equal to minus 160 upon 9, that is almost equal to minus 17.8 degree Celsius. So if this is clear to you, okay, I need to rub this for do the remaining sums. So let me rub it and go to the fifth point now. So what does the fifth point tell us? Is there a temperature which is numerically the same for both Fahrenheit and Celsius? Means we have to find a temperature which is same for both. Means what is the question asking here? The x and y both have to be the same. So let us see, is there such a temperature when x and y both is same? So instead of y, I will put x. X equal to 9 upon 5x plus 32. So what I did here, y is equal to x, both temperatures should be same. So we have x minus 9x upon 5 equal to 32. Implies taking the LCM, multiplying and dividing by 5. 5 minus 9 is minus 4x upon 5 equal to 32. So this implies x is equal to 32 into 5 upon minus 4. 1's the 8's the, and the minus sign goes on top. So x equal to minus 40. It means when the temperature is 40 degrees, minus 40 degrees Celsius, the temperature in Fahrenheit is also minus 40 degree Fahrenheit. So for minus 40 degree, the Celsius and the Fahrenheit both is the same. Now we go to the first question, that is drawing the graph. Okay, but that graph we will do later on. Now see equations of x-axis and y-axis. Now take some points here. See 2, 0, minus 3, 0, 4, 0, and the points 0, minus 5, 0, 1, 0, minus 3. So generally 0, n, and here we take the point n, 0. Now if you plot the points, so where is 2, 0? This is 2, 0. This is minus 3, 0. This point is 4, 0. So this point is 2, 0. Now 2 means what? On the x-axis 2, but y 0 means not on the top, not on the bottom, exactly on this line. So 2, 0, 4, 0, minus 3, 0. Now all these points are on which axis? X-axis. So you understand, when the y coordinate is 0, when the y coordinate is 0, y coordinate is 0, the point is where? Is on x-axis. Similarly, 0, minus 5. So this point is here, 0, minus 5, 0, 1, 0, minus 3. So any such point where the x coordinate is 0. So when the x coordinate is 0, the point is on the y-axis. So how we write the points? First we write the x, then we write the y. So if the y remains 0, the point is on the x-axis. If the x remains 0, the point is on the y-axis. So this is for you to remember and know. Now we go to equations of line parallel to x-axis and y-axis. So let me write the equation x is equal to 2. Now you can see there is no y here. So I can write this equation as x plus 0y equal to 2. Now you can take y equal to 0, y equal to 3, y equal to minus 1. What happens? When you take y equal to 0, so 0 into 0 is 0, so x equal to 2. When you take y is equal to 3, 0 into 3 is 0, so x is equal to 2. When you take y equal to minus 1, minus 1 into 0 is 0, so x is equal to 2. This x is equal to 2 means the y part is 0. So even if the y keeps on changing constantly, the x never changes. So this is the equation of a line parallel to the x-axis. Similarly, if I take the line y equal to minus 2, so how do I write 0x plus y equal to minus 2? Now I take the value of y to x to be 0, x equal to 5, x equal to 3. So when I put x equal to 0, 0 into 0, so y is equal to 2. If I put x equal to 5, 5 into 0 is 0, so y is equal to 2. If I put x equal to 3, 0 into 3 equal to 0, so y is equal to 2. So no matter the x keeps on changing, the y does not change at all. So this is the equation of a line parallel to y-axis. Okay, let us see, or is it the other way around? X is equal to 2, so sorry, this x is equal to 2 is a line parallel to y-axis, and y is equal to minus 2 is a line parallel to x-axis. Now you can check out the graph. Okay, I'll try to draw the graph for you. We take y equal to 0. When y equal to 0, when x is equal to 2, y is equal to 0. So I get this point. When x is equal to 2, this one, y is equal to 3, this point. When x is equal to 2, y is equal to minus 1, this point. You can see all these points are on this line. Okay? Means the y can keep on changing. The y can go up and down, keep on changing, but the x remains on 2 only. So x equal to 2 is a line parallel to the y-axis. This is the y-axis. So x is equal to 2 is a line parallel to the y-axis. What does it mean? That the y can keep on changing. The y can keep on changing, but the x is fixed at 2. Look at the points here. X equal to 0, y equal to minus 2. So 0 minus 2, where is 0 minus 2? It is here. Then 3 comma minus 2 is over here. Then 3 comma minus, okay, 5, the point is here. If I take x as minus 2, the point is minus 2. Means no matter the x keeps on changing, the y does not change at all. The y is fixed at minus 2. Can you notice this? So though the x keeps on changing, the y is fixed. So this line is parallel to the x-axis, parallel to x-axis. So this line is parallel to x-axis. So we generally write x equal to a. A is any constant point. So x is equal to a is a line parallel to y-axis, and y is equal to b. We write this line is parallel to the x-axis. So these are also equations. We had seen lines like this, but we have also got lines parallel to the x-axis and parallel to the y-axis. We have learnt what are the equations of the line parallel to the x-axis and parallel to the y-axis. Now, next question, give the geometric representation of y equal to 3 in one variable and two variables. Now y equal to 3 in one variables mean we have got only one line. You can take the line like this or you can take the line like this. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So we can say this is the point 3. If you take 0, 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, then this is the point we have y equal to 3. That is that equation in one variable. In two variables we have to write 0x plus y equal to 3. Means the x can't keep on changing but the y remains fixed. So in two variables we have to draw the x-axis and the y-axis. 1, 2, 3, and this is the line we have. No, sorry, this is not the line we have, but that depends on what you take. If you take this as the x, so I'll show you what the book has taken. Remember, in the book, this is the y-axis this time. Don't get confused. So they have shown the point 3 on the y-axis. In the second one here, they have taken this as the x-axis and this as the y-axis. This is the point y equal to 3. Means you can take any point. The x may keep on changing. The x you can see is changing constantly, but the y remains on 3 only. This is the fixed line. Same way, we'll show the equation 2x plus 9 in one variable. Here you can see 2x plus 9 means in one variable we write x equal to 2x plus 9 equal to 0, so x equal to minus 9 upon 2. You can work it out, fixed. And in two variables we should write 2x plus 0y plus 9 equal to 0, or 2x plus 0y equal to minus 9. Now what does the 0y tell you? That the y may keep on changing, but the x remains fixed. So the equation of the first one will be something like this. So minus 9 by 2 means minus 4.5. So you can see this is the line on x-axis, minus 4.5. And the other one, equation, this one, again on two dimensions. Now here, the y can keep on changing. You can take any point you want. The y keeps on changing, but x remains fixed at minus 9.2. So this is showing the graph in one variable. This graph is in one variable, and this is the graph in two variables, x and y. So we have to put a y variable, but I will put a 0, y. So this is the end of the chapter, quite an easy chapter, only 2 lectures, but you have to work it out and understand what are variables, what are constant. Remember, the general equation is ax plus by plus c equal to 0. You should know how to find the a, the b and the c in the equation. So this is the end of the chapter. Go through the video 2 or 3 times and understand in detail, because you have to make use of these lines, equations in the 10th standard. So only if you understand it thoroughly in detail in the 9th standard, you will be able to do well in the 10th standard. So here I am going to end the chapter. Kindly revise it thoroughly. Okay? Thank you.